Why do Ukrainian women appreciate men in their 30s and 40s? Ukrainian women, even those who have immigrated to other countries 10, 20 years ago, are quite traditional. And right now I don't want to claim that all Ukrainian women want to get married in their early 20s and to have babies. Well, some Ukrainian women want to get married and have babies in their early 20s, but usually these are women who do not get access to higher education, or they are part of a religious community. And usually women who are part of a religious community, they live in rural areas and they marry boys who are also part of the same religious community, and they are not open to date and marry foreigners, so you won't get access to those. But if we are talking about women who have studied in the universities, who work for international companies, who are actually cosmopolitan, well-traveled, then the trend, of course, is to get your education, to explore your career chances, to find what you want to do with your life when you're in your 20s, and to settle down in your late 20s, early 30s. And this is why many Ukrainian women in their late 20s, early 30s, middle 30s actually want to date men in their 30s and in their 40s. Of course, if you are in your 40s and you claim that you want to date only women in your late 20s, you have to be the whole package, in a sense that you really look good for your age. You're tall and handsome, and you're wealthy, because otherwise you won't stand a chance to compete with the guys in their 30s who also want to date the same group of women. Well, this is life. Are there Ukrainian women who do not want to get married and to have kids? Of course, there are such women. For some of them, this is just the stage in their lives. For example, she doesn't want to have children or to get married now because she is in her 20s or in her early 30s, and she wants to do it later in her life, because right now she is focused on her education, for example, on being creative. She is an artist, or she is a photographer, she is a dancer, she plays the piano, so she has other priorities. There are women who just don't want to have children and don't want to get married because their priorities are different. Building a career, building a business, it can be charity, it can be traveling, hobbies, etc., etc. So people can be different. The whole idea that all Ukrainian women want to get married and have babies till she is 22, this is ridiculous, and this is not the case. The trend is to actually get married when you are older. Yes, 30 years ago, our parents, they tend to get married younger, in their early 20s. Right now, this is not the case, and I personally find it good, because when you're in your early 20s, it is really hard to know what do you want to do with this life. And it is really hard to understand what life is about. It is hard to understand money, it is hard to understand responsibilities, it is hard to understand gender roles in the family relationship, and what does it mean to be in a relationship, to be a wife and a husband. So it is important to figure out what do you want to do with your life first before you jump into family life. Not so long ago, I had a fun discussion with a gentleman from United States, and he said that, oh, but in Ukraine, women think that if she didn't get married till she is 25, she is considered too old for marriage. Like, I didn't even know how to react to this ridiculous statement. Of course, it is not the case. And usually people graduate from colleges when they are 22, 21, 23. So by 25, it's like 2 years after college, so by no means it is considered old. But I have started this video claiming that Ukrainian women are traditional. Traditional how? And what does it have to do with men in their 30s and 40s? And why do Ukrainian women find them attractive and appreciate them? Well, the rumor had it that men in their 30s and 40s already have life figured out, in a sense that he has a stable job, he has a stable income, so probably he already owns an apartment or a house. And if he owns an apartment or a house, it means in our Ukrainian culture that he is ready to start a family, because he had the place where he can bring a wife to have children with. Because if he doesn't own an apartment or a house, how can he possibly settle? Of course, life is changing, and if you live in Europe, many people rent places and they don't buy places, and many financial advisors in Germany and in other European countries will try to talk you out of buying property because it doesn't make much sense. But in our Ukrainian mentality, people still want to own property, because if you want to settle down, you have to own an apartment, tiny, small, in a really bad area, but it has to be yours. And the rumor has it, if a man is in his 30s or 40s, he already has his own corner, as we call it in our culture. And this means that he's ready to settle down. Also, there is this idea that in his 30s and 40s, a man knows how to earn money, how to save money, what is worth spending money on, and what is not worth it. So he can be frugal in a good sense, in sake of his family, and women find it attractive. Also, there is this idea that he won't party that much, because he did that in his 20s, and in his 30s and 40s he is ready to settle down, he is ready for a family life. Of course, not all men in their 30s and 40s are ready to settle down and know what they want in life, and not all men want to have children and want to get married and have stable careers, and many still live with their mothers. And in our culture, in Ukrainian culture, it is very unattractive for Ukrainian women, even though like many men claim that, okay, I'm just saving on rent, or I just like living with my mom, it's not because I can't afford a separate apartment or a separate house. But again, it's a cultural thing. But in theory, men in their 30s and 40s already have moved out, and this is why many Ukrainian women find it attractive. Of course, nowadays there are many guys in their 20s who have managed to build admirable careers. For example, our 26 years old male client has just got married, and he works in IT, and he has married a beautiful 25 years old our female client. So congratulations if you are watching this. So you can't claim that all guys in their 20s are like this and all guys in their 30s are like this. But in this video we are talking about kind of cliches that people have in their heads. So if you are in your 30s or in your 40s, how to improve your chances with a Ukrainian woman? First of all, you have to understand that these are two different age groups, and men in their 30s will attract one group of Ukrainian women, while men in their 40s will attract a totally different group of Ukrainian women. And right now, many men in their 40s will tell me that no, that's not the case, and women in their 30s hit the wall, etc., etc. Ridiculous statements. That's not the case. We are not talking here about rubbish and nonsense. So if you want to improve your chances on a date, what can you talk about? Don't talk about how much money you earn, because you will only attract a gold digger, and you will actually scare off all decent women, because they will think that you are bragging. You are bragging and you try to buy your attention. Instead, talk about your achievements. What do I mean by your achievements? Talk about your education. What have you studied? Where have you studied it? Because everybody wants to date a well-educated man, somebody who has invested lots of effort into getting this education. Also, talk about your career or about your business, in a sense that you, for example, have worked for this company for 5 years or for 6 years, or for example, you have worked this hard to get this position. What do you like most of all about your job? Don't badmouth your job. Don't badmouth your boss or your colleagues. Ukrainian women All women in general don't like negativity. Nobody wants to date someone negative. And when you talk in a positive way, with positive vibes about your job, it is very attractive. It means that not only you are hardworking and you have achieved a lot at your current position, but you are also a smart person who has chosen to do what he likes. Also, talk about challenges that you have managed to overcome at your current position. If you like working with people, talk about this. If you like solving different problems, talk about this as well. This is very attractive because girls, especially Ukrainian girls, they like dating a guy who has a career. It is very attractive. Talk about your goals. It can be a goal related with your career. For example, you want to achieve certain career goals, or for example, you want to transfer into another field. Why do you want to do it? Because you like the challenge. It can be a goal to learn another foreign language. Why not? It can be a goal to relocate to another city. It can be a goal to buy an apartment. It can be a goal to finish the repair with your own hands in your apartment. For example, the kitchen project. But it is very attractive when a guy has goals. If you don't have goals, if you don't know what to do with your life, it is very unattractive. It's like, oh, I don't really know what I want to do. Well, I kind of like my job. This is not attractive. Of course, when you talk about your long-term goals, you have to talk about meeting the special lady and building a relationship and getting married. Don't be afraid about talking about marriage, talking about having kids. If these are your real goals, don't lie here, especially when you're with a Ukrainian woman. If she wants to get married and wants to meet a guy with whom she will build a real family, have children, it will be very attractive when you say it out loud that you also want to meet a special woman, build a relationship that will probably lead to engagement and marriage. So talk about all this. Sometimes men claim that, okay, I know everything about dating Slavic women and especially dating Ukrainian women because, well, all I have to do is foot the bill at the end of the date and bring her flowers and that's it, and I will get a really beautiful, much younger Ukrainian girlfriend. No, you won't. It's not about this. Well, yes, flowers, it will earn you some points in her eyes at the beginning of your first date. And footing the bill, yes, it will also earn you some points on the date with every lady, because it's attractive when you show admiration and respect when you pay for her lunch or for her drinks. But it's not just about flowers and about her meal. It is really important to talk about your intentions, because very seldom Ukrainian women are into casual relationships. Usually it's about serious dating, usually it's about having a serious relationship that can lead to a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, to marriage. So when you talk about serious relationship, it is very attractive. When you talk about marriage, it is very attractive. When you date a young lady in her 30s, 20s, early 40s, if she wants to have children and you talk about children, it is attractive. So don't be afraid to do that. I want to wish you lots of love. I hope it was helpful. My name is Svetlana Mucha. I am the founder and the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com boutique matchmaking service. You can request a complimentary consultation with the matchmaker by filling in the form. The link will be below this video. Right now is the time to press like, to subscribe to our channel. Also, you can support us by becoming a sponsor if you like the content that we produce especially for you. And if you agree, disagree, or have a question, please feel free to share it below in the comments. And I wish you lots of love, and still I hope you will guess where do I film this one for you.